This is Otis. He's a 5-year-old Aussie pit mix who has a few problems. He's an OCD tail chaser, has a vengeance against the windshield wipers. No! Some general anxiety. Oh yeah, and here's the biggest problem. He's been on trazodone and gabapentin for his entire life, specifically for the tail chasing, and yet it's still happening. So let me set the scene for you. Otis belongs to a friend of mine named Ashley, and her parents were just completely overwhelmed by his behaviors, which is why, after 5 years, they finally reached out to me. They'd done everything that they could think of to deal with the problems that they were seeing with him on a daily basis, and even at one point considered rehoming him because it was just too much for them to handle. The anxiety was kind of out of control, especially when they had guests over. He just couldn't seem to settle down, and a lot of the time they ended up having to just put him in a completely separate room so they didn't have to deal with him. The attacking of the windshield wipers was obviously a big danger anytime he was in the car. One time he actually kicked Ashley's car into neutral while they were driving, so obviously this was something we had to address. And the tail chasing had gotten so out of hand that he actually chewed the tip of his own tail off, which resulted in the living room looking like a bloody murder scene and a trip to the emergency vet. The vets recommended that amputating his tail was going to be the best option to prevent this from happening again. But here's the thing, I knew this wouldn't actually solve the root issue of his problem, the OCD spinning behavior. Even if his tail was gone, there's a pretty good chance that he would just latch onto a different part of his body or his rear end and continue getting into this vicious cycle of spinning. As a trainer, it's really frustrating to see dogs that are just failed by vets for years and years, but it's something that happens every day. And I told Ashley with full confidence, I can stop the tail chasing for good, to which that almost put her in tears. After talking with Ashley extensively about all of Otis's problems, what they had tried, what was missing, I realized that these weren't mental health problems of Otis's at all, but there was something that was missing for him. A purpose. As a pit bull mix, I knew that deep down there were most likely some genetic desires that just weren't being truly fulfilled for him. Instead, they were just being suppressed by medication, which obviously wasn't doing anything. So I decided to take Otis in for a board and train so I could do a major overhaul on his life and give him the attention that he really needed. Also, I wanted to give Ashley and her parents a slight break from having to deal with him all the time. I started by introducing him to the greatest game he would ever play, tug. And not surprisingly, he took to it right away. He had such a blast playing this game with me, and you could instantly see the light in his eyes when he really got into it. We were finally satiating all those pit bull desires and showing him what he had been missing out on his entire life. 95% of our training was all done through this game. The objective, the rules,
Drop. Okay. Nice. Drop. Okay. Oh, nice one.
self-control,
Wait. Okay. Good job.
the obedience,
Heel. Come on. Heel. Okay, get it. Nice. Okay. Down.
okay! That was awesome! Good job! Even penalties for breaking those rules.
Hey, no. No. You can't do that. Hear me? There.
All done through play. Everything was going super smoothly, but then I realized we had a bit of a problem. He had been here for a full week, and not once had he tried to chase his own tail, which was really odd to me because this had been going on since he was a puppy. But how can I address the problem if I can't see it? So we made a quick trip back to his owners to see if we could instigate the OCD behavior. Lo and behold, we did, and I was finally able to address it and put an end to it once and for all.
Good job, dude.
Once we got that under control, we spent the majority of his program here just having a good time together. That is what all of my programs revolve around, is bringing out the best in the dog and giving them an activity that they love with their whole hearts and fulfills all of those natural instincts within the dog. We not only transformed Otis's behavior, but also his entire life. He was able to do and experience things he had never had before. He'd always been pretty good at walking on a leash, but having off-leash freedom was a completely new adventure, one that his owners didn't even think would be possible for him. And it really only took a few days to get Otis to be fully off-leash reliable.
Otis's first off-leash walk. This is a big moment.
Once he was, we spent so much time going on nature walks, exploring down by the lake.
Okay.
Otis, come! Come on. Nice! No, come on.
Good job, buddy. Good boy. Okay, go get it.
Good job!
Good job, good man.
Even checking out local parks in Tulsa, all while giving him the ability to run completely free. We took a pretty unorthodox approach to stopping the attacking of the windshield wipers.
Several days later.
But we finally stopped this dangerous habit as well.
Yeah! Nice!
The more I worked with Otis, the more I realized he had so much drive that he would actually make a decent sport dog, which explains why he was having the problems he was. See, when dogs develop problems, it's usually a major indicator to me that there's something missing in their life. Whether it's excessive barking, digging, tail chasing, hyperarousal, these problems are usually natural behaviors for dogs. They're just coming out at the wrong opportunity, at the wrong time. But Otis is living proof that when you have a more constructive place to put those behaviors, and you add some rules to the equation, they stop being problematic altogether.
Oh, nice! Nice one!
I'm happy to report that Otis is now living a drug-free life and is happier than ever. We've established some more control over him, which allows him to have more freedom than before.
No, you can't do that. Dude.
We did improve his obedience, although that wasn't the main focus of his program. And most importantly, he still has his happy, goofy personality. Your dogs don't need to be neurotic robots to be well trained. They can still have plenty of opportunities to be a dog. We created such a beautiful bond during his training, and I can't wait to pass this on to his owners so they can experience the same magic that we did. If you have a dog facing similar issues, I want you to know that there is hope for your situation. But fixing it means understanding what the root cause is and addressing it properly. Not just focusing on the symptoms, but the actual underlying cause. So before you ask your vet for medication, ask yourself this question. Am I truly meeting my dog's needs? Am I doing something with them every day that makes them light up, that satisfies their mind, their body, and their soul? Play is the best prescription that I can give you. It has no negative side effects and will be a big key player in getting your dog to be drug-free. If that is something that you're interested in, start by scheduling a phone consultation with us today. I am more than happy to get you on the same path of enjoying life with your dog.